first I want to talk about this. This is crazy. This is from the Detroit News. All right, this is from June 12th, 2020. Southfield clerk will go to trial on 6 felony charges. A Southfield city clerk was bound over for trial on 6 felonies, including falsifying absentee ballot records in 2018, the Michigan Attorney General's office said on Thursday. Southfield clerk Sharika Hawkins is alleged to have altered 193 qualified voter file records during the 2018 general election. The voters of our state deserve a process that is unobstructed, said Attorney General Dana Nessel in a news release. That is why I am committed to doing everything in my power to protect our elections from every conceivable threat. The foundation of our democracy depends on it. Hawkins, 38, faces up to 48 years if convicted of all 6 felonies, which include election law, falsifying records, falsifying returns, forgery of a public record, misconduct in office, and 3 counts of using a computer to commit a crime involving falsifying records and returns, forgery of a public record, and misconduct in office. Judges in the 46th District in Southfield disqualified themselves from Hawkins' preliminary examination. A judge from the 45th District Court in Oak Park will conduct the hearing. According to an affidavit filed by Michigan State Police Detective Sergeant Larissa LeMay, Oakland County Elections Director Joseph Rosal first noticed that the files were altered. When an absentee ballot arrives at a clerk's office, it is logged into the qualified voter file. The clerk then checks to make sure that the file's entries are valid. Rosal contacted Hawkins when he noticed the ballot summary sheet was blank, LeMay's report notes. Rosal, after questioning Hawkins about her ballot sheets, said it appeared that, quote, the ballot return dates for the voters were added or removed from the report in order to force the report to balance to the number of ballots tabulated for each precinct on election night, end quote. It appears that Hawkins had switched her original reports with altered reports, LeMay wrote. When charges were announced in September, Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson said the alleged actions did not alter the outcome of any election. There were no voters that were disenfranchised, Benson said. All valid votes in the election were ultimately counted, and the final official vote total was accurate. Okay, so that's what you're telling us. Whether or not I believe you remains to be seen. But what I found really crazy, I forget who posted this on Twitter today, but I saw it and I was like, no way. And I checked it out. Here it is. Michigan city clerk facing 6 fraud felony charges in 2018, still on the payroll, and no court date scheduled? Get out of here. This is crazy. This was updated 4 minutes ago, which is pretty crazy, actually, to think about. Sharika Hawkins, pictured below, has been the city clerk of Southfield, Michigan since 2017. As such, it would be her job to oversee elections in Southfield, Michigan at the highest levels. However, Sharika was relieved of her election responsibilities in the 2020 election. According to Detroit News, she is facing up to 48 years in prison if convicted of 6 felony charges she is facing stemming fraud she allegedly committed as she oversaw the 2018 election. The charges include, and I went over those charges already, so how is it possible that such serious allegations from 2018 have still not been resolved in a court of law as we head into 2021? Unfortunately, this seems to be the responsibility of Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, the lackey of Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Ah, yes. It all comes together. Who appears to be delaying the case until it can be forgotten and dismissed after the election. Of course. We reached out for a comment from the AG office regarding the statement of this case, but received no response. The last occurrence of her case log in oakgov.com, Court Explorer says nothing has occurred with respect to her case since a motion to quash on October 28th, 2020. They tried to quash the whole thing? 5 days before the election? Sharika Hawkins, to her credit, did return our call. However, she refused to comment on the status of her case because it is still ongoing, except to state that she was waiting to see if a judge will rule to dismiss her case or did not know when her next court date would occur. When asked if she participated in this election, she said, "I did not." When we spoke with officials of the Southfield city offices, they explained to us that Sharika is still the official city clerk. Despite the dramatic election fraud allegations against her that have not been resolved, they allege that the recent 2020 election was overseen by Deputy City Clerk Nicole Humphreys. They say Miss Humphreys was the acting city clerk during the elections and that Sharika was not involved. Do you believe that? Do you believe it? I don't know. I'm not sure if I do. Especially when we're finding out, and I'm going to go over this later, we're finding out that Dominion software, Dominion machines were actually connected to the internet. So people could actually manipulate them from a distance, from their homes, from the internet. That's pretty insane to me. I'm going to go ahead and spin that there UFO. You know, because number one, it wasn't spinning. And I saw someone in there in chat somewhere saying to spin it. TJ, thank you. Saying no Adam, no peace in the chat. I appreciate that a lot. That's means a lot to me. And why am I'm not in focus. I feel like the camera's, there we go. Am I taking the focus from behind me? Take my focus, camera. Am I more in focus now? I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm out of focus, but that's okay.